What's up, Gabriella? What is so funny, honey? What is so funny, baby girl? What is so funny? Mhm. What is so funny? Okay, sorry. I came on earlier on and I had to leave, and so now I'm back. How are you guys doing? Gabriella, say how are you guys doing? You want to say Happy New Year? You want to say Happy New Year? Say Happy New Year, aunties and uncles and everybody. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you all. She's like, I don't want to. I don't, I don't know about you, mommy, but I want to sleep because I just ate. All right. Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year to you and your families. I trust that you and yours are doing wonderful. A happy, blessed, prosperous New Year, because we know that this previous year, let's breathe in and take a moment of silence for 2020. You know, it's been a bit challenging for everyone. I don't care who you are or what your profession is, but it's been a bit tough for everybody. You know, even if you were not directly affected by the pandemic, I think everyone was affected in one way or the other. Hey, don't steal my shine, okay? Don't steal my shine. Were affected in one way or, like, you know, or another, or in other ways, you know. But I'm just grateful to God. Like, looking back yesterday, I was like, I'm just grateful that I'm here, I'm alive. You know, a lot of people died, you know. And if you are here, if I'm here, we ought to be grateful, you know, we ought to be thankful. So that's one thing that I'm very thankful to God for. And as you guys can see, I'm quitting YouTube. I'm not. I know this one is a chunker. She's a chunker. So that I'm not gonna quit. You know, let me just say it up front. I don't know if I'm gonna quit or not quit, but I was considering it. Like, I was considering, like, just leaving this whole YouTube thing, because it is time consuming. And if you don't have kids, you know, you're okay, you can do your thing. Or if your kids are older, you know, but once you have babies and toddlers, once they hit that toddler phase, Natanya is at that toddler phase right now. And I'm telling you, my hair is gray, but it's like I'm getting more gray, more gray hair. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't, you know, keeping up with YouTube, keeping up with the kids, you know, taking care of the house, the family, doing all these things. Excuse me, ma'am. You know, it's keeping me busy, and I'm not able to keep up with it. And I feel like, you know, I'm letting you guys down, or um I'm not showing more, I'm not posting more content. And you know, you with YouTube, to grow growth, it depends on, you know, how much more content you post. But then I'm like, you know, you have to decide between your family and YouTube. And I'm like, you know what, YouTube is not my source of income or anything, but I love doing what I do. You know, I love doing what I do. I love doing the videos. I love, you know, sharing my. Oh, Miss Aaron, I know I came on like just because of you, just because of your message I got on Instagram. So thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Happy. Yes, that's what I'm doing. So I feel like we haven't like posted anything, because that last previous years was a bit, you know, time consuming and demanding, because I remember Stephen having to take, like, this. I was pregnant, and he had to take the series 7. I don't know if any of you is like familiar with the series 7 test, which is like very demanding, and like you have to really, really focus. And so that took some of our time, and I had to be a supportive wife and take care of the Nathaniel while I was pregnant. And so it's been we've had our fair share of challenges, but through it all, God has been faithful. We cannot complain. You want to lie down and play? How about that? I know, right? Time, I'm telling you, time does change, you know. This was like in less than, let's just say less than 2 years, because Nathan is not two yet. So in less than 2 years, I went from not having kids, you understand what I'm saying? From people asking me if I have kids to the point where it's like I have two kids on my own now. I have two children, or two beautiful, wonderful, glorious children that God Himself has blessed me with, you know, and He's entrusted in our care, and I'm very, very grateful. And like after I had her, I don't know what's with my neighborhood. Like all the anybody that can get pregnant on my block is pregnant. Like in my in my own neighborhood, and I'm like, and I'm telling Steve, I'm like, I don't know what is the water here. I'm not drinking that water. I don't want that water. Like we had like a women get together for, because most of the women in here, it was built for like an older, I mean, our like old people were in the neighborhood, and now they're moving out, and you know some of them died, and so the younger generation are moving in. So there are a lot of couples just around our age, and so it's like anybody like I get pregnant. I've seen somebody be like, oh, I'm struggling to have a baby, and boom, like the next thing I'm hearing is, oh, we are pregnant, we are expecting. And so I'm like, I don't know what's going on in this neighborhood that I live, you know. So I'm telling you, if you're watching me and you're like, Stella, but I also want you can carry the trend in your neighborhood. No, I'm telling them, I'm like, I don't know. I told them like I've had mine, you know, so you guys, and it was my prayer because I had one of my neighbors super nice, and she has a son, and she was like struggling, and now she's pregnant again. I'm like, praise God. It's just, you know, it's just wonderful. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. Do you mind? I'm sorry. Mommy's mommy's on YouTube right now. Can you keep it down? Okay, so you guys are gonna be hearing Gabriella in the background. So bear with me. So yes, it's not been easy. So I haven't ignored you guys, or it's not like I don't want to post, but it's taking me much more time. So bear with me, because I'm telling you that toddler face is just like hitting me. Okay. That toddler face is just, you know, keeping us busy in the house, because now Nathaniel is like, you know, I want to go outside, I want to do this, I want to do this. And I'm like, okay, mommy wants to sleep, mommy's tired. Mommy wants to do this, I gotta feed a baby. She will exclusively breastfeed. I'm gonna be starting her on solid. I did start her, but we're trying to do a vegetable once a week. And so I'm like, I get so exhausted. I will come in bed. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wake up at this time and pray. By the time I realize, I'm like, okay, it's the next day. So shout out to all the mothers out there, especially those with like more than one kid. I don't know. I mean, now having kids on my own, I'm like, the people with like 4, 5, 6 kids, how are they doing it? Like, how do they even do it? Especially if their kids are under 2 years. Like, I'm telling you, when they're a baby like this, they are sweet. You can pick them up. You can, you know, you can lay them down. You can put them on your back. But once they start, like once they hit that toddler phase, it's like, no, there's no stopping them. So I have a lot of respect for women out there, mothers. You know, I have a lot of respect and love for my mom, of course. So StellaZone is not quitting or leaving you guys behind. It's just that we need some time for the kids. I don't want to be like so YouTube centered and focused that I'm not even focusing on my family. Like I've even limited the screen time. I try not to. If you text me and you're like, why is she not getting back to me? Or I stopped even bringing my phone to the bedroom. My phone stays in the living room, except like, you know, on days where I like, you know, I have church service, we just will be online, and I'll bring the phone in. But usually I try to leave the phone even in the bed and in the living room, you know, limit the screen time. And so for just to, I mean, help me and help the kids, because this is the time you really have to pay attention, you know. And then once they get to where, you know, they have friends, they go to school and things like that, you also have to be very, very involved. So I'm learning. Okay, I'm new. Most of you know that I'm new to the game. And so I'm learning. I am learning. I am grateful to God for the strength He's giving me. Gabriella is like, okay, I've made my debut. I'm good, mommy. I'm good. How about we sit down? How about we sit? All right, Precious Gabriella. Okay, so that is it. So it's January. How many of you are starting your diet in January? Those of us that we start our diets every year, show by hand. So there are some things I'm going to be doing. So feel free if you want to be joining in. I'm going to be doing the sugar fast. I don't know if you guys have heard about that. I was Googling it one day. I'm like, Lord, you directed me here. So I'm going to be doing the 40-day sugar fast. It's supposed to start on the 4th of January. So yes. So I'm going to be doing that, the 40-day sugar fast. Hopefully I make it to the end, okay? And I don't give up. And also, great. I was doing great, and then my brothers came in town and everything, and the kids, and so I'm like, and then sometimes I use my breastfeeding as an excuse. So I'm going to be sincerely, like, I'm starting. I've gathered all the resources that I need. I'm even starting a detox. I'm going to be doing a detox, a healthy detox that I needed because I wasn't feeling very well. I was sick, sluggish, mucousy, and so I did extensive research, and so I'm going to be doing that. I need to do that. I know they'll be like, oh, it's not advisable if you're breastfeeding, but I did not like the way I was feeling at all. I didn't like the way I was feeling. And so I'm like, you know what? I just got to take care of myself. Your health is your worth. And one thing that I got that Mr. Steven got me was this right here. I don't know if any of you have heard about this, but it's the cross rope. It's a jump rope, but from the cross rope company. And this rope is legit. Like, I was looking at it, but I didn't want to pay that much for it. I know if I say how much I bought it, a lot of people be like, what? So it was a gift from the husband. Because he figured this would be cheaper than signing me up for Orange Theory. So he went for the jump rope because I like jump roping. So I got this jump rope. I got two. I got a 1/4 pound jump rope, and a 1/2 pound rope. So this is it right here, and the handles will detach, and then you can attach whichever of the weight that you want. So this is it right here. Okay, so that's what I got. So that's the jump rope that I like this jump rope. It's like I almost don't want to jump rope with it. So it's two. Okay, it's two. They did have a sale, so I think he said he didn't want to tell me, but I know it was probably $90 for this jump rope. Okay, so I'm going to be, if you want to jump rope and see effects, because I was jump roping and I had lost 10 pounds, weighted jump rope is where it's at. You don't want those skipping ropes that are too skinny, but if your jump rope has weight, that is where you get the burn, and that is where you start to see results. So yes, I went and got a cross rope. So if anybody was wondering, I got it as a gift. So I'm a cross rope girl, right? So it was $90, but they have, I think, just the 1/4 pound one. If you want to, for beginners, they have a skipping rope one for $60 or so, but I have passed that stage. So that's what I got. And like I said, I'll be combining that with a 40-day sugar fast. I'm supposed to be starting my sugar fast today. I want to, it's always bad when you want to start a diet and then you've been eating fufu even the day before you start your diet or something, you ate fufu, you ate a heavy meal. That is gonna straight up set you up for failure. So I'm just to start my diet, slowly giving up on the carbs, dense carb food. I'm still going to have some carbs, but not too much fufu and all those banku and all those. So I'm starting to have salad and green smoothies and things like that to give my body time to adjust and adapt. You understand what I'm saying? So that is what I'm doing. And my challenge this year is not to have meat. I'm not going vegan, but my challenge this year, one of my challenges this year that I want to do is to go as long as I can without eating any, I wouldn't say not eating meat, but I want to do a pescatarian diet, and which would be mostly seafood. But then I'm also researching into fish, because most of the fish is really high in mercury, And so I'm trying to like get help. Oh, like, oh, Gabriella. Excuse me, guys. Let me just wipe her. It's like, mommy, I just want to spit up, huh? You okay now? Okay, better. All right, let's sit. All right. You want to read my book? You can read my book since you want to. Like, don't chew it. Since you like to chew stuff. So yeah, so I'm trying to research. I'm gathering everything. So yes, it's processed food. The sugar fast is actually processed, staying away from processed food. It actually states that you can have things like honey. You can have raw honey. It has to be raw, unfiltered, in the realest form. You can also have like natural sugars like monk fruit sugar, but not all those processed crap, not all those fast food. So I'm just have it's going to be for 40 days. So oh really? I know, I'm like, she doesn't look anything like me. No, I don't think my kids look like me. Okay, when she was born, she looked exactly like my mother-in-law, which is like her father. Because if you see Steven and you see his mom, you're like, okay, definitely, like that's her son. Like, you can tell. So yeah, so that's what I have been up to. So if you have not seen me posting, I'm not slacking, girl. This thing called motherhood, it's very let me say, it's a blessing. Okay, it's a blessing, but it comes with the work, the dedication and everything. So I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm like, I can't wait for Nathaniel to go to school. I was going to homeschool, but I'm like, no. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't know how people do it. So I just we're like, we're gonna homeschool. We're like, okay, no, we're not the homeschooling type. So mama needs some time for herself. So hopefully after his second birthday, we're actually looking at options to enroll him in school. So that's where we are at the at this point. And then Gabby will stay home. Yeah, Gabby will be staying home, because it will mean that I stayed home like 2 years with Nathaniel. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, LeSean. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. So cutting out all the processed sugar and everything, and eating healthy, and doing my jump rope. Man, this CrossFit jump rope is like, so I hope I'm going to start this on Monday. This is the quarter-pound one, and this is the half-a-pound rope. Because I've had jump ropes before, and sometimes when they weigh it with the handle, but this is just, the rope is just a half-a-pound. And by the way, I'm not advertising, I'm just showing you guys what I got. Okay. And then the handle, so you can just switch it up. And so depending on how good I get and I am enjoying it, they actually have, like, you can even get a 2-pound jump like rope. And so I might, depending on how good it gets, I feel like it's just a little pricey. But I read a ton of comments, and people are saying, it's worth the investment. Yeah, it's worth the investment. I'm like, paying a $90 for a jump rope is not something I would I would do. But people are saying, it's worth the investment. And to Steve, it's like, hey, it's cheaper than Orange Theory. If you want to do this, it's cheaper than paying like $100 a month for a gym membership. And so yes, and so I'm happy with that. And then we're going to do I actually got 2 of her books, because she just came up with the social media fast, the 40-day social media fast, like 2 in was in November. I think this came out in November. But then yeah, I was Googling one day, and then I came across the sugar fast. And so it's going to be they're going to be doing a sugar fast on the 4th of January. 4th January 2021. Okay, I almost said 2020. Sugar fast, a 40-day challenge. So most of you, and it's not about just, the reason why I really like this book, it's like spiritual, and it's like, Bible verses, and giving up sugar, and just, reaching for God and things like that. So I really like that, and I'm up for the social media fast, even though I've been training myself not to get on my phone, because I was telling Steve, I was like, man, I'm so thankful that my family are around, my brothers, my 2 brothers, because you don't realize how much time you spend on your phone until you see other people doing it. So I was like, man, because I'm seeing my brothers constantly on their phone. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, so is this who I am? Like, That's what I'm like, I didn't see myself like in that, I mean, perspective until I saw them do it. And then, I mean, I thought about it. I'm like, my phone is everywhere. And I've switched to some like app. I'm even like almost like with the new terms and service of Instagram. I'm like, I have to take it off my phone or I'm deleted completely. But I'm like, that's how I communicate with you guys. And, you have to have it on your phone because it's just, I don't want to go into the technicalities of that. It's just crazy, but I hope you guys are staying informed and with everything that is going on like around us. It's just mind blowing. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for every one of you, for those of you that has reached out to us, been checking upon us. What's up with you guys? um What's up with you guys? Are you guys quitting YouTube? We're not gonna quit, but it's just that the children need time, and so I am taking that time. I'm just like my friend Jackie. If you're not subscribed to her channel, Jackie Murphy, Della. I know most of you know her. Yeah, so some of you that watch me might know her, so you can go check out her channel. So yes, take some time off, and because obviously things have changed. You understand what I'm saying? I remember having a conversation with Stevie the other day, and I was like, man, I'm like, I don't know when it's going to be like just us. And he was like, it will never be just us, you know, at least for 80 years or for a very long time. So that's how it is. That's how it is. The kids are in the picture, and so it has to obviously be about them. Are you sleepy? Maybe one of your Hey, set up on TV, my bro. Hey, Happy New Year. Oh, the man himself is here. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. So yes, guys, thank you guys so much. Like I said, and Aaron, you have been a source of inspiration. You are always checking up on us. Real love, where have you been? Ah, hello. Oh my goodness, my people are now coming. Oh no, Sister Rachel, I see you too. So, um, we are grateful to God. Like I said, a lot has happened in 2020. So it's almost as if 2021. We are all like, we are looking because everything that happened in 2020 took most of us by surprise. It took everyone. Oh, Barbados. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Beautiful, beautiful place, Barbados. Sorry about that. Yeah, everything that happened in 2020 took most of us by surprise. I kid you not. I don't even know. I'm like, it took almost everyone because you were in 2019 when we are going to 2020, you hear a lot of people, even a lot of prophecies, this prophecies, this 2020 is a year of whatever 2020, but then I'm telling you, we can never know and understand the mind of God. He knows everything indeed. He knows everything indeed. So I'm just praying that God will have mercy like upon us this 2021 and help us because I'm telling you, a lot has happened. A lot of people out of jobs, who have lost family members that they couldn't even attend the funeral. It's just a lot happened the previous year. And we can only be hopeful. This is the time where we really, really have to love and be there for one another. This is where the love of humanity really have to come forth, and we really also have to pay close attention to our families as well. I digress, but I've been following up about the boy whose mom, sorry guys, this is, I know, off topic, but let me say, whose mom sent him to a boarding school. This whole thing happened in Nigeria, and he was molested. When I saw that video, my heart it broke my heart into pieces. I'm telling you guys, and I'm just praying for that little boy. If you haven't heard the story, it's just sad, and I'm just praying for that little boy that God will strengthen him. I just watched a follow-up video where he's been discharged from the hospital and he's doing well. So we thank God, but real love, sorry for your loss. I know it's going to, the love of a mother, I don't know, but I pray that God will comfort you and your family and give you the fortitude you need to, if I say move on, but to cope, to cope with it. So it is well. Trust me, trust me. I know. I haven't lost my mom, no, but I know, like, the love that the mother shares with her daughter, or her mother shares with her child. You call your mom, especially if you're very close to your mom. You call your mom if anything goes wrong, even everything is going right. She's the person that you run to, and then all of a sudden you pick up the phone to call. You call your mom and there is no answer. That is just heartbreaking. That is just heartbreaking. So we are waiting for the 2021 prophecy. We are waiting for the 2021 prophecy. And that near confirmed. And that near confirmed. So we are waiting for that. So yeah, that's what we've been up to. So we will try this coming year to be better. Oh wow. Oh, congratulations, Kiniwi. I hope I said your name right. So congratulations to you, and you're having a baby. Is like a joy. Like all the mothers in my neighborhood that are pregnant, they have like, I mean, the ones that I know have, like, just one child, and they're mostly pregnant with their, most of them are pregnant with their second, and it's just joy. It's just joy, because some of them, their children are like 1, 2. It's just sometimes I just wish, with pregnancy, I've just wished, like, once you get pregnant, you can select the symptoms. I'll be like, you know what, I'll carry the baby, give all the symptoms to my husband. You understand? Especially the first and the third trimester symptoms, just transfer it to the man, and I'll deal with the second trimester is not so bad. And then yeah, I would take second trimester and then labor. Because other than that, I'm like, give everything, but it doesn't work that way. So congratulations, and I pray that God will give you the grace to and strength to deliver like the Hebrew women. When I tell people, I'm like, deliver like the Hebrew women. Look, I know what that means, okay? Because it happened to me when I had her in the car. I had her in the car, so that's when they say a woman is in labor and the baby is not stopping. It's like, boom, you just go. And so I pray for that for you, baby girl. Why don't you lie down a little bit, okay? I know you want to belong, huh? I know you want to belong. So lie down a little bit and play. Okay. So, oh, she's like, no, I was enjoying that live video. I want to be part of it. But all right, I'm gonna wrap this up. So thank you guys for tuning in to watch this live video. I'm very, very grateful and thankful for each and every one of you. I know that all of you, we are all alive, we are all here. I am grateful. Mache, I studied abroad in Cape Coast and fell in love with Ghana. I used your Jollof recipe, it was great. Thank you. Oh, thank you for that donation. Thank you for that donation. We don't during this tribulation, amen. Oh, that's what I'm praying. That's what I've been praying. There was this song that I've been listening to from oh, I forgot the lady's name, but she's Nigerian. I forgot her name. And it talks about, the cry you will cry when the saints are gone, like cry it now. The shout you will shout, like that song is just, oh man, there are some things that will keep me going. And like the movie from Mount Zion, Abajoye or something like that. I'm not Nigerian, so if my accent is, but those powerful Christian movies, sometimes it hits the right nerves and you're like, okay, just slacking off. And it's just so funny how today, Nathaniel I took my Bible to read, and your future wife will come for more tutorials. I hear you said, how I was telling God this morning to give me like a scripture, and he gave me, I believe, oh man, it was like, I think Isaiah 51. I was reading this morning and I was like, Lord, please, let me see. Yes, it was Isaiah 51. That singer was, oh yeah, I'll put her link. Yes. When you hear the song, like when you hear that song, it will strike a chord in you. Like, I don't know where things are going now. I'm not gonna say, where, yes, there are things in the Bible that are manifesting before our eyes, but it's only God that knows. You understand what I'm saying? It's only God that knows. So at this point, I'm just like, strength, oh Lord, to to stand, to talk about you, to do the things that we need to do, to love on the people that we want to love, because I don't want to do like what they call it, eye service, where it's like, oh, you're pretending you're this and that, but behind closed doors. No, 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 no. There's no time for that anymore. There's no time for that anymore. So I remember waking up this morning and I was like, asking the Lord, like, I'm like, Lord, I just took my Bible. I'm like, I haven't even read you in a while. Just give me a word. And it just, boom, Isaiah 51. I was like, oh my goodness, this hearken to me, ye that follow after righteousness, ye that seek the Lord, look unto the rock whence ye are weaned, and to the hole of the pit where ye are digged. I was like, girl, it is time to return to the Lord. Whatever it is, just it is time to return to the Lord. And I pray that hold on, sis, mine passed away at 50. I'm telling you guys, it's very difficult. So in 2020, this year, beyond anyone that has lost a family member, my deepest condolence, because man, it's just, we had a family friend too that I think the mother, they are from Mexico. They went to Mexico to go get some medical procedure done. I think she got the disease. Let me just use that word. And the mother ended up passing away. And the person was like, had to be under quarantine. The person just got back. It's just this one, like, I'm telling you, it was like we were pushed in a boxing ring with 2020. I'm telling you. And so I'm just, if we can we can have a redo, if we can have a redo. So I remember in front of my post, he said, God, can we just see the trailer of 2021? So we are in 2021. It's January 1st, 2021. We can only pray and hope for the best and be there for the people that are healing. And if you are really healing, if you are in pain, please reach out to somebody. I'm telling you, please reach out to somebody, because the effect of all these things, suicide is going up. It's just crazy. This is the time to seek the Lord while he may be found. I'm telling you, it's just a time is coming we might not be even able to just do the like service on phone, church service on phone and things like that. So this is the time. If you don't have a Bible, go grab yourself a Bible. If you don't, if you're not, I told Steve, I said, we have to stock up on food. I told him, like, I'm not going crazy, because you have to stock up on food. And sometimes I don't even say this, but sometimes when I'm there, I will get this frightening, this startling, like I will just jump. And it will be because, like, all of a sudden I feel like I'm about to hear a trumpet, like, oh, like I don't know how to explain this. Like, like when I'm sitting, like I'll be sitting and all of a sudden, like, something will startle me, and it's almost as if something is about to happen. It's like, it's like I'm about to hear something. And I'm like, man, it's been happening to me for a while now. It's been happening. I just jumped and I'm like, oh Lord. I'm like, oh Lord, like, I don't know. It was just startled me, and it's like something, it's about something. So I'm just praying that God will help us, the body of Christ, to love one another. And that is the thing, because I just, even by just looking at what happened to that boy, this is supposed to, I'm not going to mention the church, but this is supposed to be a church. This is a Christian school. This is supposed to be a church. And from the account of I'm telling you, they have infiltrated everywhere. So I believe that this is the time for us to know God for ourselves. This is not the time to do my pastor this, my pastor that. Steady to show that I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to myself. This is not the time to pick up the phone and be calling and be seeking for help and be seeking for deliverance. I've heard a lot of things. And you see, sometimes, the devil will keep you in captivity. Things as simple as fasting. I've heard some people say Jesus came to die, but even the people in the world, sometimes when you watch some of these documentaries on Netflix, it will talk about people that had some form of health issues and they fasted, and So it's just yesterday I was before I went to sleep, like I watched something on YouTube where a guy was talking about meat, right? And that's not the regular meat. He's talking about like the lab manufactured meat that now they're making burgers and things into it, and how it's satanic and all that. And I was like, wow. Like I started to think about it. I started to think about things, and I'm like, when you put a tomato seed into the if when you put like before you plant, of course, you till the land, you put the seed, you water it. But who does the growing of the seed? How do you put a seed into the ground? What goes on, like when that seed is in the ground? I beg if I'm like, I mean, going off topic a bit, but God makes food. So you are challenging God's authority when you are like, oh, don't eat meat, but I'm going to manufacture fake meat. Like after a while, like people were making fun of him. They were like, oh, he's crazy, he was this. But I thought about it. Like I thought about it. I'm like, we are supposed to eat the real meat, but when you start to alter it and you're like, okay, I don't want to eat real meat, but I want to eat one that is manufactured, even food. And yet God is saying, go and multiply. He's making the food. But here we are saying the human population is growing. And so we can't feed everybody. And so we got to do this. So if like, I don't know how long God is going to stand back and say, you know what, just do what you want to do. You understand what? But it's like we are always challenging his authority, and I don't know up to what point is going to say enough is enough. I'm telling you, it's just crazy. We are killing one another because of money. For what? To live for your kids when you die, and then they will live, like, for what? It's just crazy. But when I heard that analysis last night talking about that, like, and I've had it before, and most of you that have watched StellaZone, I've talked about some burgers. I mean, that is meatless. I don't, like I said, I don't want to mention names. I've had it, but yet last night like when I heard it again, I just thought about it. I'm like, Lord, I thank you, Father. I just kept praying for mercy that meat that is manufactured in lab, there's this real meat that God has created. And if you say you are not eating it, that is fine, but just don't go I'm telling you, but then we are buying all these sicknesses. You see at the rate at which sicknesses is growing. I was even having a discussion with Stephen last night when we were coming home, and I asked him, I said, babe, the Bible says our body is a temple, and whoever defiles the temple, God will destroy it. So I was telling Steve, I said, what about obesity? What if you're like, you've eaten and you've gotten fat? I mean, I'm not picking up, but like, because it's your choice. But so does that mean, I was thinking about that. What if you by because of poor food choices you ate and you got some disease, and that disease ended up killing you? I'm not talking about disease that you ate healthy, you lived your life. Sometimes things do happen, but I'm saying, but if our body is a temple, because sometimes they preach about not putting on this, not doing this, not doing that. And then I'm like, but we are eating all this. What about the ones we are eating? Is that also like defiling? I'm not telling you what to eat, but I'm talking about not making proper. Some food are not food. Like, they're manufactured, they're processed. It's not even real food at all. I'm telling you, it's not. It's fake. It's just chemicals put together, but it's so good because they put that MSG in it, and it's so good, you know. So that was what I was talking about. So I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I started thinking about all these things and how most of us are spiritually weak because of the food. Because you and I know we are trying to please God. You and I know we are trying to fast. You and I know we are trying to have that prayer life. You and I know that, in fact, you know yourself that you are. Sometimes people don't even understand you, and it makes you frustrated. They think, oh, this person is not serious with their spiritual life, or this person has backslided. And sometimes just think, I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, man, the food we are eating, some of the things we are putting in our body is actually weakening us spiritually. Because that's what, back to the fasting thing, because I've heard people, or I've watched documentary where people had some form of diseases and they were put on a fast, and the sickness, this like was they were healed completely. They were healed completely, because these people do research. But then I feel like, with the church, we don't do that. We these days, we want to hear what feels good and things like that. And we are being fed all this garbage. I said, Lord, help me, help me to stay away from all these things. It weakens you. It weakens you not only physically but spiritually. Because you'll be like, my sister, it's not me. You know that you're trying to do the right thing, but it's just so. Last night when I had that message, like I just started to process some stuff. I'm not talking about real food that God created. I'm talking about like the junk food, all these fake meat. They are coming up with all these fake things that they're subjecting us to, things that are not real food. And then I'm like, Lord, help me. Lord, just help me. Not because this person, but it does make sense. It does make sense that this is just, And so we're going to help us in any way we have used our money to like support these people. It's getting crazier. In America here, if you're in America, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It is crazy. In the world, nowhere it's safe. So yet again, somebody texted me the other day, WhatsApp, and said, are you preparing to go to Ghana? I said, go to Ghana? Like, for what? And the person was like, because of the vaccine, people are moving back to Africa. And then I'm like, I don't know where people get this mentality that, like Africa will be safe. God did not come to die for the Jews alone. He did not. When Jesus came, it was for everybody. So if you live in Jerusalem and you are living against God's will, you understand what you will face the wrath of God. So I don't understand where people are thinking that if you move, so you are saying that the people that live in America, if they are on God's side, they are not going to be saved. It's only, and the person was like, I believe Africa is saved. Look, that is just a wrong mentality to have. God has people in Africa. He has people in America. He has people in Europe. He has people. It's not just in Africa that we serve God. You have people in this nation that their needs are before God. They are praying constantly. They are living right for God. So to tell me I need to move back to Africa because they are going to force their vaccine, and you understand what I'm saying? Even there, if they want to control the experiment, I would tell the person, I say, if they want to experiment, Africa will be the easiest to even experiment, because how our leaders, they love the moolah, they love the money. You understand what I'm saying? So I believe that wherever God's children are, Abraham did not live in Sodom and Gomorrah. No, he did not. But Lot did, and he was interceding for them. And he says, God, if you find this 50 righteous people, he says, I will not destroy the city. If you find all the way to 5 righteous people, I will not destroy the city. God did not get that number. So he saved Lot and his family and destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. So God will save his children wherever you are in Europe. Wherever you are. Don't think that me moving to Ghana is going to make it any safer. No. Or you moving back to your home country is going to make it safer. No. Wherever God knows his own and he has your seal. The Israelites lived in Egypt. You understand what about when death was coming? God gave them an instruction, and when they obeyed that instruction, that when the angel of death passes by, he will when he saw the blood, he would just pass over. So I don't know where you are getting this mentality, where you're getting this idea that Africa is the safest. If you are being deceived, I just think that whole thing, it's going to be safe if I move there. You move your children, you move your family. God, it is only God that knows the hour. It is only God that knows the day he's going to come. All we are praying for is that he will give us the grace. You understand? I didn't want to preach. All we are praying for that he will give us the grace and the strength to endure. But don't get the mentality as if one place is safer than the other. You understand what I'm saying? Everywhere God has his children. You understand what I'm saying? God has his children. So let's just be careful of the things we are getting. I was like, man, since the pandemic hit, you see a lot of people out there that are pastors, prophet, posting all these things. And if somebody does, you have itchy ears and you like to follow these things, you'll be easily cajoled. God is telling us the season and the time. You know, so somebody will tell you, okay, you can leave your husband. My husband is not for Africa. So somebody was saying the other day, it's like, yes, forget about husband and wife. This is husband and children. This is just, I was like, what? You understand what I'm saying? So it's just, we just have to be careful. God has his children in Ghana. He has his children in America. He has his seal on his children. So when the angel of death comes, it will pass over you. It doesn't matter where you are. You understand what I'm saying? I don't remember. God said he has a promised land that he had promised Abraham. Even Abraham did not see it. But he asked him to leave his father's house. And I don't remember when Abraham died, he was like, they should take him back. You understand what I'm saying? So we should just be very careful. We should just be very careful, thinking as if I don't have a problem, but we make it seem as if Africa is just like holy, and you understand what I'm saying? There are things, we are all sinners. The whole world is corrupt. The whole world now is corrupt. If you look at the things, like I'm saying, if you haven't followed up on that story, that you will see that a Christian organization and this boy went through that. I'm telling you, your heart will break into pieces. So the whole world is corrupt. The whole world. So don't think Africa, is just that sanctuary. You understand what I'm saying? So yes, of course, I do believe in, the Bible talks about it. There is rapture. But you see, the other day I was thinking about it. People will say there's rapture before the tribulation, there's tribulation before the rapture. That doesn't matter. That does not matter. What matters is you have to be prepared. In fact, the other day I was thinking, I was in the bathroom, I said, God, people are saying rapture before a tribulation, but it doesn't matter. You just have to be prepared. No matter what, you just have to be prepared that if it is tribulation before rapture, that God will give us the grace to endure. If it is rapture before, that is it. That is the mentality we need to have. But this confusing spirit that the enemy has introduced into the church. Because if you look at the body of Christ, this one is saying this one is saying that. And let me tell you, Satan can also disguise himself as an angel. Me, I stopped all these like revelation dreams and things like that. I stopped it because Satan can disguise himself as an angel of light. The Bible has said, look, Jesus was tempted. Jesus, the devil himself, showed up to the King of Kings, was tempting him. How much more me and you, flesh and blood? Hi, baby. Hi. What happened? You say hi. Say hi. Baby is sleeping. Baby, sister is sleeping. No, don't wake him up. Don't wake up. No, don't wake up. Junior, don't wake up. All right, sorry guys. Nathaniel wants to wake sister up. All right, baby. Uh-oh. Bye, see you later. Bye. So that's what I'm telling you. The Bible is saying Satan can disguise himself as an angel of light. He got fussy. So that's what we need to be careful. That's what I'm seeing, and it's bringing a lot of. See, God is not a God of confusion, and because of this, there's been a lot of confusion in the house of God, because this person is saying A, and this person is saying B, and this person is saying God is talking to me. God is not so me. I've decided. I said I have to hear from Him directly for myself. Because if you are, and I don't think in our generation, like, God will be like, sometimes they will put this, like, when they say it and you don't go with it, they're like, oh, you are disrespectful or you are being rebellious. It's not like that. We live in a deceptive era. So there's nothing wrong. Do you think that the man that God sent with a message that go and do this, don't eat and don't sleep, don't eat, just come back? And then another prophet sent, I think, his son to go back and say, God has revealed to me. Do you think if that first prophet that God spoke to had taken his time and said, okay, let me pray for confirmation from God, he would not have, faced the wrath of God? But he didn't. Just because he said, okay, this person says he bears the title of an old prophet. So I'm telling us, me, I've seen this. I haven't lived a long life, like, for a long time, but with, I mean, at my age, there's just too many things going on, and this is the time that I feel like we should all be reading the Bible for ourselves, and just stop hearing all these things. Today this, tomorrow this. A lot of people have become confused. Like, people are even falling away from the faith. You understand what I'm saying? So I always say that the Holy Spirit is like an archive that you, because, like, let's say when you go to college, when you go to school, you have your textbook, but not everything that the teacher teaches in class is in the textbook. Sometimes it requires you to go outside and do some outside research. And as a Christian, we have the Bible, and anything we don't understand, that is where we go into the archive, and that is the Holy Spirit, and we have to go and dig deep for ourselves. But this is the time where, even if you ask questions, if they bring it, your spirit is not agreeing, you by force, you by force the spirit to agree. And it has calling a lot of people to, so we just have to be careful. Me, that's all I can say. We just have to be careful, because the homes are breaking, people are getting confused. A lot of people are just saying, the other day, I heard that 3 weeks ago, a lady committed suicide because she said it was becoming too much. She didn't know what to do again. So, has it gotten to that point that you will say, because the church is saying today, they are saying this, tomorrow they are saying, so this person committed, I think it was said, correct me if you're still watching, I don't know if it was 3 weeks or 4 weeks ago, the person committed suicide. It's just, what are you going to tell God? That beautiful life that God gave you, you don't know what is ahead of you, or what was ahead of you. You just cut that life, short. So I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it at all. So let's just read our Bibles. Let's just pray the prayer we can pray. God will help us. It's not him that runneth or he that willeth, but it is him that showeth mercy. That is what God is saying, So I'm just praying that this did not plan to go that route. So I'm just praying that, God will help us and will strengthen us. And in America here, we are just praying, and also, hoping like the will of God will be done. The will of God will be done all over the world. Because if you see, the wickedness of man, the wicked, me, if I was God, I'm not God, but I'm just saying, if I was God, I would have come already. That's not what I'm saying. And God knows he hasn't come yet because he wants me to be saved. You understand? He's giving me the grace for me to repent, because the wickedness of humanity. I'm telling you, when I just read that story of that boy this morning, my husband was asking me, he says, what are you watching? I said, I'm following up on the story. Oh, yeah, so maybe. The Beneso, chance no me bisa say nitiana. Nitinka. So yeah, I'm just so guys, yeah, I'm telling you, suicide is not an option. A happy new year to you and your family. Have a blessed one. I'm telling you, reach out to somebody, talk to somebody. If you if you are not in a place where you are welcome and feel rejected, walk out. See, this is not the time to try to see if somebody's going to pamper you, or for people to come down to your level, or for you to go down to the level. Like they say, the survival of the fittest. This is the time that we are in. Reach out to, if you see somebody struggling, please reach out to them. People have lost businesses, people have lost their job. In the little way you can, don't turn a blind eye. Or we are very good at that. We are very good at that. We are very good at if it doesn't directly affect me, it's none of my business. That's the thing we are good at. If it doesn't directly affect me, it's none of my business. And we turn a blind eye. So let's just, I don't know, let's just help one another. Let's just be there for one another. Let's just pray for one another. If you see that somebody is struggling, I'm telling you, people are struggling spiritually. People are really, the desire to serve God is there. The desire to serve God, to live for God, to walk in the path of God is there. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, it becomes so difficult. It's almost as if a load, a 200 or 500 pound load is sitting on them. It's like they take one step forward and then they take 20 steps back. They take one step forward, then they take 20. So I'm just praying that God Almighty will have mercy upon us and help us, and whatever we have eaten. Me, after I had that meat, and I'm like, I'm never going to buy that, manufactured meat. Apart from it not even being healthy and the things they put in there, I just feel like most of us, we are in that situation because of the things we've eaten. Most of us, we are in this situation. And if we can allow God to purge us, to detox, to, to heal us internally, we will be better. We will be better, So she's passed out on the bed. Like, I wish Nathaniel would do the same. I wish you would put him in the bed and he would sleep, but it's not like that with him. It's like, yeah, that 4C hair, if anybody knows, he has like a lot of tangling, like you have a lot of matted hair. And when Nathaniel sees a comb, my friend was like, who tortured this baby? Like, to even touch his hair like that, like he starts screaming. So I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do. I don't want to cut his hair right now because I feel like it's too young. But then that knots just driving me crazy. Just goes to brush it. It's very painful. So if you guys have anything, I'm thinking of using aloe vera. But if there's anything better out there where you can put it on the hair and all the knots will like just melt away, I'm up for that. Just let me know. So we are well, African Rose. We are well. So yeah. So if you haven't seen me for a while, we are well. We are blessed. It's just the kids are just, taking a lot of our time. I am too. I am too. So I'm my mom. When I call my mom, she's like, just take the scissors and cut my head. Just cut it. Oh, when he was 1. Okay. Yeah, I've thought about it, but then I'm like, he's so young and I don't know how he's going to behave, but I don't know how he's going to behave, but I think I'm gonna cut it because when I brush, I don't know. It's just it's just war. Like it feels like I'm torturing him. Like when I try to brush his hair, so I'm like, nope, we're gonna cut this hair. Don't care, we're gonna cut it. So that's what we're doing. So thank you everyone for watching. Like I said, if you haven't been watching, so I'm going to be doing the 40-day devotional sugar fast. And like I said, this is not just giving up sugar, it's just giving up sweet and reaching to God. So every day there's stuff in here. There are memory verse, there are Bible verse that you have to read. And because some of us will get frustrated and be like, okay, I'm reaching for that, chocolate, or chocolate makes me feel better, or this. And the whole purpose of this book is to direct your attention to God. Oh, yeah, okay. Also, and then, yep, so the jump rope is, we're going to be, I don't know, if anybody wants to start a jump rope challenge, let me know. Now I got my jump rope, okay? Now I got my jump rope. So if any of you wants to do a jump rope challenge, we can do a video call. I'm just kidding, because sometimes I wake up as early as 5 a.m. By 5:30 or 6, I should be jumping, because after taking care of Gabby and doing other things, by 6 a.m. I should be jumping. So I don't know if any of you are up that early. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing, the jump rope challenge. So I got this nice jump rope, so I'm going to use it. So guys, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I will try and be uploading. I know a lot of people are saying, you can do vlogs, but I'm such a private person. That's me. It's not like, I don't want to share my journey, but I'm just such a private person that I don't want to carry camera around and be like, hey, this is my husband, this is, my home, this is so not that I'm keeping you guys in the dark, but that's just who I am. I can come on here, do live and talk, and you will see me as I'm talking, but when I'm at home by myself or things like that, I just like to keep to myself, and I'm just so reserved, and I'm in private, so. And besides, you guys got to see Gabriella, so thank you. Medase Afrishia Pa. My prayer is that 2020, that everything will go well. Life is all that matters, because if you have life, there's hope. You can do things, but if there's no life, the dead cannot, they don't have any dreams. They can't come back to do the things that they wish they had done. So if anything, if 2020 taught us anything, it taught us that this is not the time to hold back. If you've been dreaming about going back to school to better yourself, to get an education, this is the time to do it. If you are like, okay, you're married and you're like, I was putting off kids and I didn't want to have, this is the time to do it, okay? Besides, a lot of people are getting pregnant in this quarantine. So just do it. This is the time to, like, okay, life, this 2020 has taught us a lot of things, that your life, when the Bible says our life, it's just like a vapor. You understand what I'm saying? It's just you can just, this can just be gone like that. So this is the time for you not to hold back. Reach into your inner man and go for that dream, that call that you think God has placed upon your life. This is the time not to hold back. This is the time to live your full potential. Okay. So if he has 4C here, I have like 4D or 4E probably. So guys, thank you for tuning in. Subscribe, watch. I will see you guys in my next video. I'll try and do more live videos just to talk to you guys. All right. Have a blessed day. Bye.